As a kid, you were probably told not to speak with strangers, and definitely not to jump in a car with them when they asked you to. God knows, my mom taught me that. But what would happen if we broke those rules in a foreign country where we don't even speak the language? Friends, today's adventure is gonna take place in Istanbul, and we're literally gonna give away control as we meet 4 total strangers, and we got no idea what's Who the heck are you? Come on, you know me, I'm you. What? Just probably a bit more chill and fun version of him. And I came here to help him tell the story a bit better. Did he already tell you that we're gonna meet up with people we've never seen before? Well, duh, that's what strangers means. But did he tell you that we have no idea what's gonna happen? Yep. Well, what are you waiting for then? Let's go. I'm gonna tell the first story. Our first encounter actually took place on the first night when we arrived to Istanbul. We had been working the whole day, and in the evening we decided to go out to grab a bite to eat. Yet suddenly a stranger approached us. The first person we met in Istanbul, and he just couldn't let us go. He wants to buy us drinks. He was a bit drunk, but very friendly. He welcomed us to his city and insisted on buying us something to drink. He seemed quite jolly to us. To Turkish people. But since we were hungry, we told him that we had to go. He did not like that answer, and then offered to take us out for a meal himself. We were a little bit hesitant at first, but we were quite tired and finally agreed. We are now just following a random Turkish guy. And then things started moving fast. He quickly hailed a taxi, and in minutes we were kilometers away from home. Stop! Dude, come on, you never start with a negative story where things go wrong. You know that. But I like telling that story. I know you like telling that one, but start with something positive. For example, the second night we were in Istanbul. Fine. I'm gonna tell them the one that starts with a graveyard. It's a little past 7 o'clock in the evening, and we're now going somewhere. Yes, that's a graveyard next to me. The people we were going to meet were called Bekir and Ezgi. Only thing we know is that the guy finishes work at 5. I think that's it. Oh, and by the way, of course they don't live here on a graveyard. It's just really hard to find parking in Istanbul, and that was the closest place we saw on the map. Once they arrived, they were lovely. Newly married couple, and they said that they would take us to a special place for a totally different restaurant experience. Our first stop was a corner store. Well, that definitely was not the place. Second stop, so that's the place. I was wrong, that was not the place either. Then, after wandering the dark Istanbul streets for another 15 minutes, we arrived. The place was cozy. Grape vines had been grown into a roof that protected the garden from sunshine in the daytime. We were welcomed by Ezgi's dad's old friend. What made this restaurant special is the fact that you bring your own food and then it is cooked for you. So that's why we stopped at the store and a butcher's. It's really a great idea in a huge place like Istanbul. It's not like everybody has a backyard for barbecue in Europe's biggest city. We felt so welcome in here. We even sang together. The food was amazing, and the conversation was just wonderful. We tried new things, and they even made us gifts. That's literally a gift from their wedding. They just had a wedding.
They are very traditional
Super cool.
community for the cold.
The night went by fast, and we really felt connected with a newlywed couple.
Looking very cross-eyed there, darling.
We left around midnight, and I have to say that Bekir and Ezgi had restored our faith in strangers after what had happened the night before. Can I finish the first story now? Let's tell one more and then you can finish the first one. But which one? I think you should tell the one where we fix the car with the garlic press. That's actually a good idea so that we can leave the best one for last. Today for us is gonna start with another adventure. We're gonna leave the European side of Istanbul and gonna head to Anatolian side to meet a total stranger. Crazy that you can pretty much drive under the sea to another continent in 5 minutes. So that's the quickest way from Europe to Asia. Welcome to Asia. But when we arrive to the meeting point, trouble. We are meeting our friend here at the gas station, but of course we have a little problem. I think our handbrake is stuck, so I'm gonna quickly change and hopefully before he comes can fix the car. I never thought I had to fix a car with a broken garlic press, but desperate times. Luckily, we were able to fix the handbrake. Then we followed our new friend Erzel to a parking lot and continued in his car. Yep, sorry mom. Erzel preferred not to be filmed, but the experience he shared with us was just fulfilling. We learned about Turkish history and current situation. He took us to places that many locals go themselves. We had a cup of tea next to prosperous Strait. So how even in the heart of Europe's biggest city there is greenery. By the way, every year locals have a lottery who gets to grow their own veggies on those plots. What a fun way to use limited space in such a huge and crowded place. We also learned that Turkish original cuisine is so much more than just kebab and Turkish delight that many Westerners know it by. What do you guys think? Did Erzel choose a good restaurant to try real Turkish food? From grilled veggies, dolma wrapped in grape leaves, to different meats and desserts. Turkey has a lot to offer to a food lover. And after all that, he even helped us organize a boat trip and then showed us a place where we should park our caravan so we could see the part of this metropole that makes so many locals glad to be living in there. We were so happy after that encounter and quietly thought to ourselves that in this country, strangers are truly friends we just haven't met yet. If, of course, you are not as unlucky as we were. Can I finish the first story now? Yes, go ahead. After our taxi ride, we arrived in one of Istanbul's centers. Yes, the city is so big that it has more than 20 center points. It was fun at first. Maybe a little weird that our new friend was so hands-on and familiar. But well, we tried to have fun. At first we had some food together. It was Liisu's first time trying Iskender, and she was shocked to see how melted grease was poured over it. It was delicious though. Then we went into a bar with live music. It was actually quite fun in there. We danced, shared drinks. He also swore that he would be our best friend forever. Yet then something happened. While Liisu was in the bathroom, Median used his phone to tell me that there might be perverts in the bathroom and he would go and check on her. He left before I could react. I felt weird. I didn't fully trust him. Why would there be perverts? In case, of course, Liisu had left her phone and bag at the table, so I couldn't quickly follow them. And just as my heart was telling me, he was the pervert. He ambushed Liisu and tried to kiss her. At least he wasn't forceful and didn't use violence, so Liisu could escape after few failed attempts. When Liisu told it to me, we both felt disrespected and used. It required self-control, not to hit the guy. But luckily I realized that violence can never be the answer. I used the only Turkish curse word that I knew, dos ol, which means become dust. reflecting how little we care of him. Then we left. As we were driving back home, it was hard to imagine how would anyone be so two-faced and disrespectful to take a couple out on a town and then ambush the girl in a bathroom. I felt sad that Liisu had to go through it. In some weird way, I even felt sorry for him. I really hope that life will one day show him what it means to stay true to one's morals without lying and cheating. And he also taught a lesson to us. Although we adore Turkish people, then we still have to stay alert. Every place in the world has people you shouldn't trust, and so does Turkey. Dude, thanks for letting me tell that one. I really wanted that. And to show you that I'm more generous than you can tell the last one about 3 sisters and a huge city. Yeah guys, I actually don't like how he tells stories, so really? Cheers, bye. Luckily, we saved the best for last. Another day, another stranger to meet. It was our last night in Istanbul. In 10-15 minutes, a total stranger we haven't even seen their faces is gonna come here and do something with us. Once they arrived, they said that they have a surprise waiting for us. So we went with them, jumped on a bus, drove a little, and when we arrived, and the first surprise is a picnic. And the second one, that they had a third sister. Having a picnic is a huge part of Turkish culture, and it was so nice to see that it also happens here in the center of Istanbul. They had brought homemade delicious food with them. Kısır and salma. Salma? Yes. I got it right. It had been less than a year since they moved to Istanbul. Sena for work, Betür and Shena for school. We learned a lot about Turkish culture and religion that evening. As you can see, even inside families, the ways are different, as 2 of the sisters were wearing a hijab and 1 wasn't. Here in Turkey, it's a free choice for everybody. If you want to know more what it feels like to wear a hijab here in Turkey, you can check out Liisu's video about that topic. I leave the link in the description below. Turns out there's more surprises. Then the girls offered us Turkish snacks. That's really good. So there's apparently correct way to eat the sunflower seed. I'm gonna try.
Take it with your tongue.
And I got the shell of the seed in my mouth and the seed is here. I think I failed. And after that, we walked the pretty streets of Istanbul. It says be careful, cats on the road. It was wholesome. And we felt that we had made 3 friends for a life. That was a perfect evening. Teşekkürler. So there it was, our experience with Turkish strangers, and this video really was special to us. It showed us the part of this culture and this city that I'm sure 99% of tourists never get to see. And to answer the question if Turkish people, Turkish strangers can be trusted, then I would say 3 out of 4 of those meetings were amazing. I think it really shows the Turkish hospitality in its best way. And of course, every country in the world is going to have bad people. There's no doubt about it. I'm not sure if it was the alcohol, if it was the guy himself, but in Turkey, bad behavior seems to be more like an exception than a rule. It really was a pleasure sharing this experience with you, and we hope to see you back on this channel. And in the next video, we're gonna try some of the weirdest food that Turkey has to offer.
But I do appreciate Joe not telling me what I'm gonna eat, otherwise I would probably not.
It's grilled cheese with cow tongue, ram's balls.
Joe said it was sweet bread. I have slight trust issues.
Until then, you can go ahead and check out this playlist with all of our Turkish videos, and we will see you soon. Bye.